Hi, I'm Miss Swenson. I am doing Jesse, the number 1 case. He's a 3rd grader, and prior to working with him, the administered assessments that I would do would be AIMSweb. I would do AIMSweb because it provides valuable information about his reading accuracy, rate, and overall fluency when reading connected texts. Reading fluency is a strong indicator of reading comprehension, and students who struggle to read accurately and smoothly often have difficult understanding what they are reading. Jesse's previous assessment scores suggest that he has reading weakness, but they do not clearly identify whether his difficulties are related to fluency. The AIMSweb assessment measures the number of words Jesse is reading correctly in 1 minute and identifies patterns of errors and helps the teacher determine if decoding, automatic word recognition, or reading pace are affecting his comprehension. Because Jesse has a history of reading difficulties, repeated 1st grade, and has a family history of reading challenges, the assessment will provide important baseline data before instruction begins. The results will help the teacher create targeted reading lessons, select appropriate interventions, set measurable goals, and monitor Jesse's progress throughout the school year to ensure he is making growth in reading fluency and overall literacy skills. The second one would be informal reading inventory. I would do this because it provides detailed information about his reading abilities and helps determine the level at which he can read independently, with teacher support, and where the text becomes too difficult. Unlike standardized assessments that provide only overall scores, an IRI identifies Jesse's strengths and his weaknesses in word recognition, reading fluency, vocabulary, and comprehension. It also allows the teacher to observe the reading strategies Jesse is using and the types of errors he makes, and whether he can answer comprehension questions after reading. Since Jesse has a history of reading difficulties repeating 1st grade and continues to have expressive language challenges, the IRI will help identify the specific skills that need instruction. The results will guide the teacher in selecting reading materials at Jesse's instructional level and designing targeted lessons that addresses his individual needs. Administering the IRI before instruction ensures that reading lessons are based on accurate assessment data and gives the teacher a baseline for monitoring Jesse's progress throughout the school year. The third one I would use is DIBELS 8. I would use DIBELS 8 to identify the specific reading skills he is struggling with. Although his current assessment scores show that he is performing below grade level, they do not explain the exact cause of his reading difficulties. DIBELS 8 provides detailed information about foundational reading skills, including word reading accuracy, oral reading fluency, and reading comprehension. This information will help determine whether Jesse's challenges stem from weak decoding, slow and inaccurate reading, or difficulty understanding what he reads. Because Jesse repeated 1st grade, has a family history of reading difficulties, experienced delayed speech, and ongoing expressive language challenges, he recently experienced significant family challenges. It is especially important to gather accurate baseline data before instruction begins. The results from DIBELS 8 will allow me, the teacher, to develop targeted, evidence-based reading lessons and address Jesse's specific needs rather than using a one-size-fits-all. In addition, the assessment provides all of the baseline for monitoring his progress over time and helps determine whether he would benefit from additional support, Tier 2 or Tier 3 interventions within the MTSS framework. Okay, I'm ready for you. Okay, today we are going to begin with reviewing yesterday's vocabulary using the vocabulary picture cards. So yesterday we had 4 vocabulary words: shelter, habitat, survive, and predator. Shelter is the protection that provides safety from danger. Habitat is the environment where plants or animals live. Food that they find and reproduce. Survive is to live or exist off of the land. And predator is to obtain food by hunting, killing, and consuming. So what do you remember about these words?
Animals live in different habitats and have different shelters.
Yes, animals do. Great. So today our learning target is I can identify the main idea and supporting details. So today we're practicing finding the big idea that the author wants us to know. This will help you understand stories of nonfiction books better in the future and now. So we are going to start with our passage. We are going to become reading detectives. I'm going to read the first 7 lines to get us started. So,